Today we'll create a stunning UV tumbler wrap using a variety of apps, most of which are free. We'll be using Vectorizer AI, Canva, and Photopea to transform this zebra print into a customized tumbler wrap. We'll begin with Vectorizer AI, an online tool that converts images into vector files. Let's upload the zebra print to the platform. Before processing, pre-crop the file to achieve the best results. Allow the AI to process the file. This may take a little time, especially for intricate designs. The file has now been vectorized. Click the color palette icon to customize the design's colors. Each circle represents a color present in the design. I'll simplify the design to 2 colors. Adjust the palette presets to match your preferred number of colors. Once customization is complete, the AI will reprocess the design to apply your changes. Click Download. Ensure the file format is set to SVG and group by is set to color. This will organize the file by color layers. Next, open Photopea and upload the SVG file. Photopea is a free online photo editor and an excellent alternative to Photoshop. Once opened, you'll notice the design is split into layers. For example, layer 3 contains the outline and layer 2 holds the pink background. Let's delete the background. Press Command E to merge the layers. Go to File, Open, and Place to insert an image placeholder. Rotate the image 90 degrees. Resize the image to fill the canvas. Duplicate the layer by pressing Command J. Enhance the glitter effect by changing the blending mode to multiply and lowering the opacity. Select both layers and merge them with Command E. Right-click the merged layer and choose Clipping Mask. Save the file as a PSD and name it Zebra Print Tumbler Wrap. Open Canva and create a new design. Search for tumbler templates. Navigate to the Upload section. Upload the PSD file and add it to your workspace. Right-click the design, select Detach Image, and delete the placeholder. Now upload the glitter images to use in the design. Rotate and position the glitter image inside the frame. For further enhancement, go to Edit and experiment with Canva's filters and effects. Adjust the intensity of the effects to suit your design. If the result isn't satisfactory, upload a different background image. Rotate the new image using position rotate and adjust it as needed. Resize and drag the corners to expand the design. Click to back to layer the design elements appropriately. Rename your project to Zebra Print UV Wrap. Finally, go to Share, Download, and export the design. And you're done. You now have your animal glitter patterns for UV tumbler wrap.
What's up, superstars? We are back with the UV DTF transfers. So thanks for catching that tutorial so far. Let's now bring the magic to life. What we've got here is a 8-pack of these 16-ounce cups. These are quite inexpensive and you can actually grab these off of Amazon. I think they came out to about $3 a piece landed. That's pretty good, especially being able to order something on the site really quickly like Amazon, and you can literally get it the next day. So you really don't need to stock up on this. And if you browse sites like Etsy, you've probably noticed that these cups decorated actually can run up to about $20 if you've got the right design. and that's not even including shipping. So the margins are definitely healthy if you guys do the math. Now, first, what we're gonna be doing is gonna be applying our UV transfers. Again, these are what we created. It is super high quality. They're very, very durable. And this is not real glitter. Even though it looks like real glitter, it is not real glitter. It is just the effect that we created. But I'm gonna tell you guys, this is going to last most vinyl. It is dishwasher safe as well. Now, the finish, it is slightly raised and it is UV coated. And we've gone through the dishwasher many, many times and it's gonna hold up. So you guys do not have to worry about these at all. We do recommend letting it sit for 24 hours after application before getting it wet. Now let's go ahead and prep our glass. I'm gonna go through the whole process, exactly what we're gonna be using and how to properly get this done. All right guys, we're gonna go over exactly everything that we're gonna be using today. Again, not everything here is necessary, but these are the things that we have here at the shop. So we use these tools to make our job a lot easier. But UV DTF is very, very easy to apply. You really don't need to cure it. So once you get good at it, it's gonna be easy. Practice does make perfect here. Now, the first thing that we're gonna be introducing is gonna be a squeegee. These are very, very inexpensive. You can get these off of Amazon. I like these because it has a felt base right here, which prevents the transfers from getting scratched. I just like using this over a credit card and things like that. Next thing that you want to use is going to be a masking tape or painter's tape, something that's easy to remove and it's going to help keep the transfer in place. Next thing is going to be a ruler or a measuring tape. Actually, we went over the measurements for these DTF cups or these 16-ounce cups. Depending on the actual design, you may want to either make it a little bit smaller or wider. For example, if you have a design like this where it is spotty, you really can go over the design and not worry about it overlapping. But when you have a design like this zebra glitter design, it is going to go edge to edge just like this. I'm going to eyeball it. And it is barely going to cover the wrap. So it is going to be cutting it close, but this is what's going to give it a good finish. So like always, make sure you guys measure so that you guys can get it down right. Now, the next thing that we're going to introduce is going to be this tool here that we use for cup wrapping. This is from Ontario. We'll have a link below in case you guys are interested. It does come with a laser system here, but we're not going to be using the laser system today because I'm not having to pinpoint the middle of the cup. All I need to do is eyeball to make sure that the top and the bottom is going to be within the curves of the cup, and that should allow me to get a really perfect alignment. So now that we have everything in place, I'm going to go ahead and prep this cup so that we can get it wrapped up. So let's go ahead and move this here in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and grab my tape. And I wasn't even planning to use a small strip like this, but I really don't need too much tape for this job. So I'm gonna see if I can just use this little piece of tape that tore off. All right, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and eyeball this right here. Just gonna tape it briefly. Gonna give it a quick wrap to see if it all lines up, and it does. I think it's pretty good. Let me just go ahead and double check the edging to make sure that there's no hard curves. This one's a little bit curved to the top. I can probably shift this down a little bit. Now the curve is the enemy here, so you want to try to have this cup curve as less as possible. Okay, like that. So it's nice flat. Doesn't curve. I think the measurement here is good. Let's do another practice wrap. Perfect. Okay. Now I like to use this tool because once I get it in place, all I need to do is move it like so, and it makes things a lot easier to wrap versus doing it on a flat surface like so. So let's go ahead and put this cup here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and slowly peel off this backing of the film. I'm going to make sure that it's not going to touch each other and roll back. Just like that. I'm gonna go ahead and slowly curve it. Let's get that first fine point on. I'm gonna pull with my right arm, my right hand I mean, while I place this down. You want to keep the tension tight so that the UV is not on top of each other or get stuck on top of each other. Once you're comfortable and you're at the end. Okay, this is always the tricky part, which when you're at the end, I remove this tape and I carefully lay it down. All right, now you take your squeegee and we're gonna go ahead and go through the remaining part of the wrap. Focus on the edging because that's really important. Okay, now I'm gonna focus on just the edge. Flip it around, do the same thing. Okay, that's how it looks so far. All right, so let's go ahead and peel. I'm gonna go ahead and face this way because it's easier for me to peel back. Now, I'm gonna slowly peel in case there's any parts that are not on there right. We're gonna go ahead and squeegee it down. You still have a lot of time to squeegee it down before you put it into the wash or anything like that. So take your time, especially with a design like this where there's a ton of transparency and not a lot of solid edges. You wanna make sure all those fine details will transfer through. As hard as these transparent edges are, this is really what sets this apart from vinyl or anything else. You have these independent artwork pieces here that are transparent. You can see the liquid or anything through there. It is just a very beautiful piece. It doesn't look like a sticker. I always like to go left and right just to get all the edges through. See how this area has very small pieces? I'm going to press it some more. I do see that it did not stick all the way, so you still have a good shot. Let's try this way. Gonna flip it around. More pressure when you're using the plastic side versus the felt. So let's go ahead and make this another attempt. All right, let's take a look at the cup. Again, very tricky artwork to get there onto this mug, but once you get it through, it looks very good. It feels very good. Now, to me, the hardest part of it is always going to be aligning it. Afterwards, just take your time and carefully peel and get it transferred, and it's going to look good. I hope you guys found this video helpful. Everything that I've talked about here is going to be in the link below in case you guys are interested in any of these things. And as always, if you guys need any DTF or UV DTF items, let us know. We would love to be able to serve you guys. My name is Phil. I'll catch you guys on the next one.